Hi, everyone, and thank you so much for taking the time to join me tonight, today. For those who don't know me, I'm Madeleine or Maddie. I'm almost 50 and I live in New Zealand. And for most of my career, I've helped people navigate change. But over the last few years, I've been navigating a lot of change myself. Like many people, I reached a point where I wanted more energy, more health, and more choice for my future. A little while ago, I attended a presentation about life worth. I went in with an open mind, listened to the science, listened to the stories, and something just clicked. It wasn't hype, it was hope. The more I learned, the more excited I became. I realized it wasn't about wellness. Life Wave opens up a world of light, a world of innovation, a world of wellness, and a world of empowerment. That's why I'm here today. I'm not here because I have all the answers. I'm here because I found something I genuinely believe is worth sharing. So today isn't about convincing anyone. It's simply an opportunity to learn, listen to real stories, and then to make your own decision. And now Chris will take us through the information so that you can become as excited as I am about this.
Hey, thanks, Maddie. Hey, it's wonderful, and look, welcome along. And yeah, you are all special to Maddie. That's why she's invited you along, so that you can understand what she's doing, what she's excited about, and what she's going to devote a big part of her future to doing. So she just wanted to share it with you first. So this is a closed webinar. And it's a personal invite. So welcome along. And my name is Chris Boone.
And I'm Andrea Phillips.
And look, we've been involved for around about 15 months now, and we come upon this. It's called a wearable light frequency patch. There it is there. It's about the size of a little bit bigger than a 50-cent piece. And what it does, it enables the body to heal itself. Now, that's what we're going to talk about. We come upon this completely by accident when we saw a friend, significant changes in his health and well-being. He didn't even look the same person. And I said to him, mate, look at you. You look unbelievable. What's happened? And he said, I've been patched. And I said, what are you talking about? You've been patched. And so that's how we came to be involved. I said, look, he explained that from not even being able to walk up and down his stairs, or even he had to slide up and down his stairs, to running up and down his stairs within a month or two. And I said, look, hey, could this help my daughter? So that's how we got. It was almost by accident. We went along to a presentation and that was people just bringing it in, looking for somebody to launch the New Zealand business. And we just happened to turn up. And that's what we're doing here. We're doing that with Maddie and her team, and we're setting up the whole infrastructure throughout New Zealand. So I think the easiest way, let's kick straight into the presentation that we saw. And we will open up at the end for some questions. Let me just share the screen here. So we're talking about, have you been patched yet? We're talking about elevating a copper peptide, which then reactivate dormant stem cells, and that allows the body to regenerate and heal itself from the inside out.
So this is David Schmidt. He is the CEO and inventor of X39. So right now he has close to 300 patents. He is a scientist and inventor, and what he does is specializes on age reversing. And in 2008, David focused his attention on stem cell research. Thank goodness for that, for us. And his recent patent took him 10 years and 4.5 million US dollars to bring it to the market.
And this is not just brand new. David's been on a lifetime journey to help people, heal themselves. He believes in light. We're connected to light. We're going to talk about that as we go through. And he believes in the body being able to heal itself given the right environment. So it's not just something that's just popped up to take advantage of stem cells and peptides and all that sort of stuff. But look, this is a patented technology, and that's really, really important for two reasons. One is, to get a US patent, you actually have to prove that it does what you say it does. You can't patent a placebo. You can't patent an idea. You've actually got to have something solid, and then you have to be able to prove it. So this is patented in the wellness category. So it's FDA cleared, and we'll talk about that as we go through. But this is what the patent says. It talks about providing a beneficial effect to the human body by providing phototherapy, and as a result of elevating a copper peptide, including activation of stem cells, improvements in energy, elevation of antioxidants, reduction in inflammation, management of pain, improvements in stamina, elevation of collagen production, and improved wound healing. Now, I laugh just about every time I see that, because even one of those would be fantastic. So he had to prove that to the patent office. This actually did that before he could get a patent. We're now 5 years into a 20-year patent. That's the second point, because that gives us exclusivity. You cannot get this product anywhere but through a brand partner of Lifeway, which Maddie is. You can't go on the internet and get this. You can't go on Amazon and eBay. Yes, there are lookalikes. You'll see this on Amazon or eBay, but when you get home, it'll have a foreign writing on the back, and they won't stick and they won't work. You can only get this through a brand partner of Lifeway.
So why the X39 stem cell activation patch? Well, a lot of us have heard about stem cells, but we actually, I mean, what do they do? But the stem cells make up every organ in our body. So when we are born, we have lots and lots of stem cells, but as we age, our stem cells start to become dormant. So by the time we reach 30, 50% of our stem cells are active, and at 60, less than 10% of our stem cells are active. Now, we don't know that. Nobody tells us about our stem cells, but you'll notice that when young children, if they fall over and they hurt themselves, they heal really quickly. But as you know, you look at our parents or our grandparents, they fall over or they knock against a table or something and they bruise easy. It takes them a lot longer to heal because the stem cells have gone dormant.
Absolutely. So how does the X39 work? It's a really simple, it's a proprietary form of phototherapy. So this is a wearable light frequency patch. Like light phototherapy, it's actually called photobiomodulation. That's the technical term, but it's talking about using light to heal the body. So I'm going to give you an analogy and then explain the patch. So when you go in the sun, there is no vitamin D in the sun's rays. I asked a whole bunch of people on the weekend, I said, where does vitamin D come from? They said the sun. I said, no, it doesn't. There is no vitamin D in the sun's rays. The vitamin D is already in our body. The sun's rays hit us at a light frequency that elevates the vitamin D that's already in our body. How does this work? Our body, the mitochondria, the body itself gives off light. We give off a low level of infrared light. You can't see it with the naked eye, but if you put night vision goggles on, you can see it. So all this does, the principle is exactly the same as the sun elevating vitamin D. This captures, it harnesses some of the light we're giving off at a different frequency, hits the skin, it's like a mirror, bounces back, nothing going into the body, no drugs, no chemicals, no stimulants. It's our own light, and it elevates a peptide, the GHK-Cu copper peptide. That's a whole technical term. This peptide has been studied for about 50 odd years. It was first discovered by a French scientist. And by elevating that peptide, it then sends a signal to your dormant stem cells to come back. Because Andrea said they decline as we age. It's part of the natural aging process. They're there, but they're dormant. This turns them on. And what's really important, when you go in the sun and elevate the vitamin D, you're not doing anything harmful to the body because it's your own vitamin D. You're not doing anything harmful to the body here, anything artificial, because the GHK copper peptide is a naturally occurring peptide in our body. You're just elevating it back to the levels when you were younger. And if you're younger, and there's some young people on here, this is going to enhance recovery, sports performance, all sorts of things. As we get older, it's going to bring back our stem cells and allow our body to heal itself.
So the benefits of X39, well, there are heaps of benefits, and this is just a few. So you get the optimum health and wellness. It improves exercise performance, improvement in strength and in stamina. You have a healthy energy flow. And the beauty about it is there are no drugs or stimulants.
Absolutely. So we're talking about achieving the optimal state of optimal health. Now, to me, a state of optimal health is a state of complete physical, mental, and social well-being, because we know the body can heal itself, but we know as we grow, as we go through the environment and what we eat and processed food, all that sort of stuff, our body doesn't function as well as it could do. So what happens when you wear the X39? As soon as you put this patch on, over 4,000 genes begin to reset reset to a younger age. That is so important. I was listening to a doctor just who was actually explaining this. He's been in the medical profession 30, 40 years. He was explaining this. He's now recommending this to his clients because it's called upregulating your genes. Genes get damaged, which means that we don't function how we should do, and we are susceptible to age-related conditions because of that. So bringing those back to allow us to age well. That's my goal, is to age well. Within about 6 weeks, the brain becomes balanced. And we've seen that a lot with some of our neurodiverse family and friends, where they're just thinking clearer. Kids are neurodiverse is the actual medical term, but just allowing them to focus, just allowing their brain to stop racing all over the place. I noticed that, and certainly a lot of clarity. We'll talk about that as we go through, mental clarity. But what is so important to this, and I think this gets overlooked, within 3 months, your collagen starts to come back, because the GHK copper peptide is responsible for collagen production. That declines with our stem cells as well. That's why our skin gets thin. That's why we get wrinkles. Now, if our stem cells don't turn off and our collagen production, the GHK doesn't decline, we wouldn't get wrinkles. But the scary thing is most of our major organs are made up of collagen. So what's happening on the outside is being mirrored on the inside. What's really exciting, they found in the National University in Ireland, where all these studies and tests were done, that after wearing the X39 for 6 months, the average heart reversal, or the age of the heart, was 8 years. Now, I don't know how they measure that. They do it through blood tests, urine samples, whatever it is, but they can actually measure that. So your heart actually goes back by 8 years. Now, I'm no doctor, but I would imagine that's the collagen coming back, because the heart is made up. There's a lot of collagen in the makeup of the heart. So we're actually not even talking about anti-aging. We are talking about age reversing here.
So how do we wear the X39? Well, it's so simple. We just peel the back off it, and we can put it on the back of our neck on our C7, or just 2 finger widths below our belly button. Or if you've got pain on your body, you can put it directly on there as well. So you wear it for 12 hours, 12 hours on, 12 hours off. So ideally in the morning, put it on when you're brushing your teeth, because it needs to be hydrated. So lots of water, electrolytes, Celtic salt, because the Celtic salt, it holds the water more so than the water just flushing through you. So that's always really good to have. And then we remove it again at night time. So it just gives our body time to rest and repair.
Yeah, because you don't want the body to acclimate to it. So 12 hours on, 12 hours off. So look, just as a quick disclaimer, we're not medical doctors. We're not claiming to cure, treat, or diagnose any illness or sickness. This is a wellness product. We are not marketing this as a medical product. If we were, we'd have to be doctors to make claims. So, but we have seen through so many testimonials of people what has actually happened to them. Now, that's important also from the medical world. Doctors rely on client feedback, client testimonials. So because this is not FDA cleared, FDA approved, which is a medical product, it would have to be a doctor to recommend it, or a medical person to recommend it. It's FDA approved, so it's regulated. We can share personal testimonies of how it's impacted us. So what I'd like to do is just stop sharing for a moment and bring Maddie back on. Maddie, do you want to just share what it's done for you?
Yes, thank you so much. I'm super excited because I'm a very skeptical person, and I want to test everything, and everyone knows that I've been talking about wellness for the last year. So it was important for me. I've been wearing it for the last few weeks, about 3 weeks, and I've seen a real difference in my sleep. I'm in a deeper sleep. So I woke up like 3-4 times a night, and very light sleeper. So when my son wakes up, I'm just like, what's happening? I'm so deep in sleep. And what that meant for me is I actually woke up more clearer in the morning. I have energy throughout the night. But the one thing that surprised me is my asthma. So right through the day, I always had my little pump with me, and when I breathe, I can actually hear it. And in the last week, I've noticed like, oh my goodness, I can breathe. And that is such an amazing. So I cannot wait to see what my body's going to do in 6 months' time, because that will be just amazing. So yeah, that's what it's done for me. And for me, I just continuously will do this and give the support my body needs so that my body can be its best, so that I can show up as the best version of me.
Oh, look, that's awesome, Maddie. And look, and that's important. This is not a drug, because you can take a drug and you're going to get an immediate effect. You know, you take Panadol, you can feel it, dulls the pain. Because this is a regenerative technology, it's going to work on healing your body internally. Your stem cells know what your body needs. So what my body needs is completely different to what Maddie's body needs. And your stem cells, you can't will them to go, hey, go and heal my shoulder, go and heal my hip. They say, well, hey, we got to heal. I don't know how they talk to each other, but they know what to do. But they might go and heal the heart first of all, because that's where there is an issue going on. And so it's so important. Give this 3 to 6 months, because it's not a drug. It is going to regenerate and heal your body from the inside out very quickly, super quickly. What happened to us? Within about a week, I started to think a little bit clearer. I wasn't as tired. I was recovering quickly after the gym, a lot quicker than I used to. The big thing for me is I had a shoulder tear. I could not get on top of that. 2.5 years, I'd had a couple of shoulder reconstructions. I didn't want another surgery. I'm seeing a physio twice a week. I had stem cell replacement therapy. That cost me $7,500 at the hospital. And I don't know how many tens of thousands of dollars I spent on people trying to fix it. And I thought it was a lost cause. I probably am going to have surgery. I am wearing this just for general health and well-being, not even thinking of my shoulder. 5 weeks in, I'm in the gym, and because I couldn't lift my arm. I could not lift my arm, let alone do any lat raises or shoulder presses. I started doing a warm-up. I thought, there's no pain. I thought, I wonder if I can do a lat raise. And I did 1 kg and 2, 3, 4. But I came running into Andrea. I said, I have just had my first pain-free workout in 2.5 years.
So for me, I wasn't at the presentation that Chris was at, and when he came back with it, I went, well, I don't have anything wrong with me, but if we've got collagen, I'm all good with collagen. So, but anyhow, this age and stage in life and starting to go through perimenopause. So you wake up in the middle of the night, it takes you age to get back to sleep. Yeah, you have the hot sweats, and you also in the brain fog. And I just thought I wasn't going on HRT. It's just a personal thing. And I thought, look, it's not that bad. Mind you, if you ask Chris, he'll say it was. It's not that bad. So I'll just cruise for it, because surely it just can't go on forever. And so we're in the X39, and it was probably a good 5 or 6 weeks before I thought, oh, actually, I'm sleeping a lot better, sleeping through the night. I'm not waking up, and the brain fog went, and it's like, oh, this is great. I'm loving this. I felt so much better. And I don't think sometimes you actually realize how bad you are until the pain or the brain fog's gone.
Oh, look, absolutely. It's amazing. I would have to say I haven't felt this good in 20 odd years. I'm lifting weights that I used to lift 20 years ago. My body just feels fantastic. So, all right. So have a look. If you're brand new along, go and have a look at this. Is at info.com. It's a public site where you can go and look at the patents, the studies, if that's your thing. But there's some videos, that's more my thing. I like to see. I'm quite a visual person, so some really good videos in there. David Smith. But right down the bottom, there is a whole bunch of snippets of doctors talking about why they recommend it. It's about 10, 20 doctors there to their patients, why they use it themselves and recommend it on. We're starting to see that in New Zealand. And these are from the States, but it's been in the States. We're about 4 years behind the States. But in New Zealand, we're now seeing doctors coming on board and using it here as well. So look, let's just shift tack just for a moment and look at the company itself. It's a 20-plus-year-old company. It's actually now in over 100 different countries. So this is not some fly-by-night company or something that's just popped up. 2021, the X39 hit the market. So David Smith had been working for 20 odd years. There were some support patches that he was developing. Olympic athletes wear them. In fact, you'll even see a picture of Michael Phelps with them on after he'd won it. And you see David Beckham, when he was prolonging his career, wearing them. So they were some of the support patches. 2021, the X39 came on. Company was doing $20 million, which is no mean feat, US. Last year, nearly $1 billion. Look at the growth trajectory. So that's really important. If you want to get involved from a business perspective with the company, you want to see the chart going up. You don't want to see it plateauing or going down, because you've missed the boat. So that is really important. This model is shared through word of mouth. That was a choice David Smith made. Initially, reluctantly, it wasn't his preferred method, but when he shared it with some coaches at the university, they started sharing it with their athletes, and then they started sharing it, and he was convinced to go down the direct sales path. So LifeWave is now ranked #1 in momentum in the direct sales space. And for the product themselves, so LifeWave product won the Stem Cell Innovation of the Year last year. Now, this is not a direct sales award. This is not a LifeWave award. This is a scientific award. There were thousands of nominations from different countries. So look at the category, Stem Cell Innovation of the Year. And so LifeWave won that.
So we all have dreams and goals in our life, and sometimes, they probably do get put on the back burner a little bit because of what is going on in your life. And I think, if some people have poor health, then it's really hard to be able to achieve these goals. So the LifeWave, the patches, they help with better health. And also because there is a business attached to this, you can actually now start dreaming, and you can start dreaming big. So it may be just, I just want a couple of extra $100 a week, or $500, or $1,000. I mean, it is entirely up to you on what you can achieve in this, because, as they say, the world's your oyster. There is no limit, which is really nice. And so be able to do that, you get to spend more family time, you have better security, you get to travel, less debt. I mean, the dreams just go on forever, and just dream big.
And look, that's really important, because if you're doing whatever you're doing right now, to do something else, look, you might just want to use this product just for your own health and well-being. That was our original intention till we saw the bigger picture. Or you could say, okay, what would motivate? I wouldn't mind a second business, a sideline business, or a full-time business. You might want to just earn an extra $100 a week to take the pressure off, or you might want to earn a 7 or 6-figure income, potentially 7, because there are people that are doing that. It just depends, and that's why we just bring that slide in. What is it would motivate you to do something over and above what you're currently doing? And if you look at conventional business, I've always been in business 40 plus years. But it's always a high startup cost. You look at people, and I know a lot of people in different businesses. Talking to a gym owner just recently, $600,000 just to get a franchise. So the startup costs are huge. You usually got a personal guarantee against the home to get that sort of money to borrow that. So that comes with high risk, long hours. I worked 80 to 100 hours for as long as I can remember. That was one of the primary factors that I saw in this. And of course, the trial and error is huge.
So with the LifeWays business, it's a low startup cost. So you could start this business on $3,000, and how often would you be able to start up a business for $3,000 on your credit card and actually have it paid off within the month? So,
well, that's the maximum you would put in.
Well, exactly. So I mean, that's just huge. It doesn't have to be that as much as that. It could be less than that. It's a 30-day risk-free trial. You make your own schedule, so you can work as many hours as you like, and it's got a 20+ year track record.
And one of the beauties is, I was thinking Andrea and I presenting together, because this is allowing us to run a business together, which is really cool. We have run other businesses together, but this is one we're very involved. It's our business. It's fun. So look, opportunity happens by creating solutions. And if you can find a problem, find a solution, then you're on to a winner. So the current problems out there, there's the health market, it's oversaturated with products. Some of them are illegitimate products. I mean, I'm seeing people getting peptides off the internet and injecting them in themselves. That's insanity. Why would you do that? When you can actually use for less than a cup of coffee, put a patch on, elevate your own peptides. People are struggling financially out there, so always looking for a second source of income. And I personally believe it's really important to have multiple sources of income. It gives you security, and that's the best way to create wealth, because things change, things happen, and there's a lot of poor health and wellness.
And the thing is with the LifeWave business as well, you're not doing this on your own. There is a huge community out there. There are people out there that can help you. And you go, well, I'm not a salesperson. That's fine. You don't have to be. There are people that will help you to achieve that. And what I love about it too, you are going outside your comfort zone. And that's great. I think it helping people to grow, but it's a patented phototherapy technology. It's a duplicatable business model. You do not have to reinvent the wheel. You do not have to do presentations like we're doing presentations. You don't have to know all about copper, CHKQUE, all that sort of stuff, because I don't. Well, and yeah, it's the best optimum health and wellness.
See you.
Yeah, that's it.
And I laugh because you really don't.
No, I don't. You don't need to.
But one of the things I do want to just clear up as we go through, because Lifeway won't make any promises or guarantees regarding the income, and neither can we. The system is duplicatable. You follow the system, follow the pattern, you will get the end result, because the variable in here is you. That is the only thing that will change it. People that get in, say, yes, I'd like to run this as a business, follow the system, the pattern, they will get the results. But you are the variable. That's why we can never guarantee incomes. Now, I'm not going to go too much into this because we can have a chat later on. I encourage you to get back with Maddie and have a chat. But it's a binary and uni-level hybrid system. What is that? I had no idea what this was when I first looked at it. It was like, okay, just tell me how the money's made, right? But there is 9 ways of making money, and it's just based on creating income. So when you register with Lifeway, you enroll with them, you get a unique identifying number, and then from there on, everyone you refer and the people they refer and the people they refer and the people they refer is linked to your number. You've created a volume, which is just like normal traditional business, and the manufacturer rewards you. So instead of going through the normal distribution channels, 60% is given to the people that refer the business on. So there's bonuses, which is called generation bonuses, which means when you introduce people and you help them grow their business, that's up to $20,000 per person, per level. But the binary bonus, which is an overall volume, that can go up to 25,000 US a week. A week? Really? That's impressive. And I know people that earn that, and so I've got my sights set on that one as well. But it's not going to happen overnight. No. That's a 3 to 5 year strategic program of building a business and getting the message out. But we build teams, and how we build teams, we just build a left team, a right team. You get started by putting friends or acquaintances in either one of those teams. You can see the binary down the left there. Those managers, directors, executives, presidentials, they're just volume ranks, and they equate to income that you can earn. There's launch bonuses. So the cool thing is once you get started, there is money coming straight back very quickly to cover the cost. So it might cost you, $500, might be $1,000, or maximum is about $3,000 to get started. That's New Zealand dollars. And that's your call. It depends how fast you want to run that, how big you see that, or you might just want to use the products. As I said, there's matching bonuses, there's launch bonuses, and then the thing duplicates, which is just phenomenal. It goes around the globe. We've got teams now just through introducing people, new people in Germany, UK, America, Australia, Greek islands. It's just spread around, which is fantastic because when we go over there, we're running our business. So how do you get started? As we said, now look, you might just look at this and say, I just want to use the product. Put me on as a customer. I'm a consumer. That's fine. It is. And so long as you come under the preferred customer, then you can get it at wholesale. Maddie will set you up with that. And so this is a sleeve. This is a month's worth. So there's 30 of these in here, 1 month worth. And that is 99 US, which actually equates to about $180 New Zealand plus a little bit of shipping. So if you can see the different packs. So once you come in there, you're open for business. And Lifeway recognize you, that you've got your unique identifying number and you can refer it. Now, you might want to just come on at the core and use it for yourself. That's 3 sleeves, and that's all you're getting. There's no join-up fee, just the first 3 sleeves that you can start using. Then you jump on a monthly subscription. If you're single, you probably get 1 a month, come in, or you're a couple, it'd definitely be 2 a month. You're not locked into that subscription. You can cancel, change, whatever it is, but this is how the model works. Advanced is where you'd come in if you said, hey, look, I wouldn't mind referring this onto some people, and how can I cover the cost of my own product? Well, you refer 4 or 5 people to the company. They send you a rebate, say thanks for referring the business. That's now covered the cost of your product. So that is the first 6 sleeves. We initially came in on that because we weren't even going to build the business initially. We just thought, no, we're just going to use it. But I thought it made sense. 1 for me, 1 for Andrea, a couple for the kids, 1 for my brother, and then they're all gone. So we immediately, within about a week, upgraded to the premium because we wanted some rolling stock. So we would loan this to somebody that comes on board, because it takes 8 to 10 days to arrive. When their product arrives, they give it back. So if you, and where you come in is something you'll discuss with Maddie and her support team. There's some people on her support team that are on this meeting, or if you're watching the video later on, she'll introduce you to some people in her support team. We're part of her support team. We love working with Maddie. We love her energy. She's fired up, she's enthusiastic, and she's a beautiful person.
Absolutely.
She just loves helping people, and we love working with people that do that. It's special. That's one of the unique things about this. You choose who you introduce us to. You choose who you want to work with. So you choose which one of those packs. You can only buy that once, by the way, and then you just go on subscription. So just as really before I hand it back to Maddie and Andrea for any last thoughts, there is 2 websites. This is a digital business, and I think it's so important to have a digital business in today's day and age, because things are changing. Things are changing fast. So jobs and occupations that were there before won't be here in the future. Having your own digital business that you can run from home, you control the hours, you control what you put into it to what you get back, is a smart move, and that gives you multiple streams of income. So this is a team, is all our that's our training site. They teach you how to build the business. This is an info that is where people will go and have a look to just sort of have a look at the product.
So the time is now to make your move, and so certainly get back to Maddie, and she will be able to help you with this. So when you do sign up as well, one thing I do that we weren't told to do, but I think it's a really good idea, is to take a photo of yourself now, because so we've been on it, what, 16, 17 months now? He was going grey. Now his hair's got darker. I wish we'd had the photo back then just to show. So and honestly, some people, the difference is like night and day, and it's so good. So, but yeah, definitely get back to Maddie, and she will be able to help you. But it's been lovely being able to present tonight for you, Maddie.
And let's just hand it back for you to close off, Maddie.
Awesome. Thank you so much. I really appreciate this. And I'm just going to remind everyone, this is really amazing. But what is the best part of this business is whether you're a patcher or whether you do this as a business, there's an entire community that's going to support you right through your journey. So please come along and join us. So for those who's listening to the recording, I'll get in touch with you. For those on the meeting today, please stay on, have a chat to us, ask any questions. And if you don't want to today, I will for sure get back to you tomorrow.
Awesome. Awesome, Maddie.